All right, guys. First of all, why am I a Bears fan? My anxiety does not match well with being a fan of the Chicago Bears. I wasn't going to record anything tonight. I said after last week, I can't do a reactionary video because it's too much. So, yes, this is granted 6 hours later. Time to cool off. Time to let the frustrations let go. I actually had to not dive too deep tonight. I'll do that tomorrow when the grades come out. But why am I a Bears fan? Well, you can't change your passions. That's one thing about life. You can't change your passions. And I'm a passionate Bears fan, so I'm going to keep being a passionate Bears fan. So I'm going to give just a couple quick hits tonight because I'm going to give my video I always give tomorrow, the day after, on the PFF grades and my analysis of it. But as for tonight, I need to point out a couple things that really irk me. I mean, number one, let's take the positive. Caleb had 363 passing yards. That's awesome. Now, some of it's a Hail Mary. I get that. But he also had a penalty called back on a big reception. So those things all equal out. The fact is he had 363 passing yards. That's a fact. That's huge. The 11th most by a quarterback ever in the Bears history. So for all Bears quarterbacks ever, 11th most, that's huge. We said we'd see frequent 300-yard passing games. Well, here it was. And he actually looked really, really good. What's fun to watch about Caleb is the way he keeps his eyes downfield, the way he dissects the defense, and the way he zips it and he gets out of his hand quick. I really, really enjoy watching that. I'm going to have fun watching the All-22 this week. I'm going to enjoy it. Take away the loss, and that's fun. He is still very inaccurate. Now, I'll pull these stats together later for you guys, but even C.J. Stroud last year was inaccurate. It happens with rookie quarterbacks. They're inaccurate. It's just a part of the process of breaking into the league. They have to get used to it. There's anxiety. There's whatever you want to call it. He says he doesn't get nervous. That's bullcrap. He gets nervous. There's just not the touch yet. That's what they're talking about with reps. We got to have reps. We got to get them in-game reps. It's got to happen. So that's all this is. I'm not worried about Caleb Williams at all. I know the memes. I know the stuff on Twitter, everything going around. Well, Justin Fields is 3-0, and he would be 3-0 with the Bears. I believe that. Justin Fields would be 3-0 with the Bears. So, number one, I'm going to hit that one head on the nail today, right now. Yes, he would. He's got 4 years of experience, 3 years plus experience in the NFL, and he would dissect the defense a little bit better than Caleb Williams was. There's a couple of sacks Caleb took that Justin would have escaped from, and he would have ran for a first down. That's a fact. Long-term, Caleb and his NFL play style quarterback, the way he plays the game, the way that he is an actual quarterback, fits better for the modern NFL. Long term, it's going to be better for us. There's going to be some growing pains. Should it be growing pains that make us miss out on the playoffs this year? No. This team was stacked and assembled to be able to make the playoffs. Could it have been done a little bit differently? 100%. One of my biggest quarrels, whatever, right now is that DeAndre Swift was signed for 3 years, $24 million. I said when it happened, C-, C grade, when that happened. Oh, I took some flack over that. Fans were upset. No, Swift is a great signing. Other content creators, this is a great signing. Some of them were very excited right off the bat. I said we needed a power back. We needed a Derrick Henry. We needed a Saquon Barkley. We needed a David Montgomery back. That's what I said. Go back, look. Exactly 6 months ago from right now, I was saying that. Now, doesn't matter to be right or wrong about anything. A lot of things that look like I was wrong in the beginning turn out being right later on. That is what it is. You can't do anything about it later. I don't like the Swift signing still. I think it was a terrible signing. We needed a power back. Roschon Johnson, when he got mixed into things, man, you saw him blowing some guys over. You saw him evading some tackles. You saw him breaking a tackle. Roschon needs more time. He is RB1 in this team. If you're going to look at the dollar figures and say, okay, DeAndre Swift has to get 25 out of the 30 snaps for running backs because he's getting paid $8 million and Roschon only gets 3 or 4 because he's getting a rookie contract, that's not how you run a team. If Roschon's the better running back, you play Roschon. That's how it works. Now, if you want to bring Swift in for the gadget plays and you want to bring him in for a couple screen plays or something where he can be an elusive ballet dancing running back, fine. But he shouldn't be your every down back. He doesn't fit the scheme. He doesn't fit the system. The last thing I'm going to hit on, I don't want to go too long on this video because I'm going to break stuff down tomorrow. I just wanted to get something out because, man, this stuff kills me. My hat's off. Everything's off tonight. The Bears are off. We're 2-1. We're 1-2. We should be 2-1. Maybe some people say we should be 0-3. The fact is, this is a very talented team. The line is not the problem. So many people were pointing out the line before the game. So frustrating. So many people saying Matt Pryor needs to be the starting guard. That's because you're upset with Nate Davis. Now, I said very limited on Twitter on that one because I didn't want to have the fans come after my head. Matt Pryor at guard has historically been very terrible. At tackle with Indianapolis and with tackle with San Francisco, as a fill-in tackle, he's been really good. Ryan Bates needs to get healthy because Nate Davis has some kind of issue. The line is not the problem, though. Coleman Shelton's a great center. Yes, I said great. He's above average. I'll call that great. Tevin Jenkins is not playing up to his contract year. He's not going to get signed for big money if he keeps playing like he is. Cole Kmet cannot be expected to be blocking Latu. You can't have your tight end chip blocking and having these half blocks against people that your tackles should be blocking. That's scheme. You can't be running jet sweeps or options, back pitch options. You can't be running handoffs out of the shotgun 4 straight plays on 1st and goal from the 4. That's on Shane Waldron. That's on Chris Morgan, who is the running game coordinator now. That's on the coaches. This loss is 60% coaches. 20% Caleb's inaccuracies early on and issues where he hit players he should have hit. And 10% the offensive line or the defensive line, who didn't get as much pressure today against not the best. The Colts are really good, but you should have got more pressure than we did, is what I'll say. I don't want to dive too much into it. The Colts are a good offensive line, but we should have got more pressures than we did. We got 1 sack. There wasn't enough pressure, and we lost the turnover battle. Then the other 10% is on the running backs. They've got to find a way. I mean, we're running 60% pass, and I like that because that's the modern NFL. I'm not hating it like everyone else, but on those 40% runs, 35% runs, we have got to figure out how to get the run game going. It is absolutely abysmal to be running out DeAndre Swift right there, number 4, who you see, and not making an impact. We're predictable. This is on the offensive line coach. This is on the run game coordinator, which is both Chris Morgan. And this is on scheming of that. It's not working. You've got to mix it up. And if you have to fire him early in the season and bring someone in, I'm all in favor for it. Look at what Eric Washington is doing with the defensive line and giving guys confidence like Big Dex and Zach Pickens and even Austin Booker right off the bat. And these guys, he's working really well with this defensive scheme. We gave up more than 20 points for the first time in over half a season. 21 points wasn't terrible. That's still winnable. You're giving up 21 points, you can still win this game. So I've got some quiffs with this game. I'm not happy about it, but there's also a lot of really good to take from it, and we have to remember we were 0-4 last year, and everyone was ready to chop everyone's heads off, and we came together and cohesed. I want to give it an opportunity for that, but I have a lot more red alarms going off in my head about the internal personnel. These guys can be great people, human beings, all day long. And I believe Shane Waldron is a great human being. Chris Morgan's probably a great human being. And they fit the culture of the Bears. There's got to be a little bit of a mix and a balance. Obviously, you don't want the Alan Williamses that are getting the FBI raiding their home. You don't want low-life scumbags running the team. But there's got to be some guys that maybe not the hoorah-rah, make you feel warm and fuzzy with the hug, and can be the excellent play callers. Because look what the Rams did today to the Niners. That was coaching. 100% that was coaching. Look what the Packers are doing all the time. Everyone talking about Jordan Love. I've been right about Jordan Love. Malik Willis is proving that. The Packers look amazing with a top 5 line and play calling. That's what you need. We shouldn't have spent $24 million on DeAndre Swift. We should have spent it on Tyler Badass. I mean, seriously. Tyler Badass, or however you say his name, I call him Tyler Badass, would have been awesome from the Cowboys. We should have spent it on Connor Williams. We should have spent it on an actual guard outside of Nate Davis, but we're stuck with that contract. We could have invested in a couple offensive linemen this year and had true depth. Now, I realize this offensive line is better than previous years, so that's a good thing. But it's not there yet. I think we're around a top 20 line. I'm going to be fair. I was going to say 15, but 20. With potential, this line should be top 15, top 10. I really believe that. But the play calls and the schemes are leaving them out to dry. It's leaving them hanging. And then the undisciplined with Nate Davis when he was in there with the false starts and all the mistakes that they're making, it's not cohesed. It's not there. It's not there yet. And that stresses me out. So I'm going to leave it with that. I'm going longer than I wanted to. I just wanted to get something out tonight to give you guys a little thoughts on the game. And that's my thoughts. What the crap was that? Because we are clearly the more talented team than the Colts. Our quarterback is way better. All of our units, every aspect except the offensive line is better on the Bears than the Colts. And that's a fact. I mean, really, break down every single positional group. The Bears are better in every aspect except the offensive line. And they showed how you can expose that line with the way they play called against us. We couldn't get the run game going. It was freaking sad. So I'll have more tomorrow. I will have a full breakdown when the grades come out. It's going to get better. That's my thought. It's going to get better. It has to. I can't go through a season where we go 6-11, 7-10. I can't. We've got to get humming before the divisional games because this division might be the best division in the entire NFL. It really might. With the way the Vikings look tonight, coaching, again, Rams and Packers, Vikings, same thing. Vikings, coaching, excellent coaches, top-tier coaches in the league. That's a difference. Matt Eberflus is an amazing defensive coordinator, 100%. He can do things with the secondary, with linebackers, with the defensive backs. I think he looks number one in the entire league. Eric Washington's a great defensive coordinator, defensive line coach. The two of them together make a great defense. Does that make Matt Eberflus the best coach, head coach? Sure, we might not be able to retain him if we let him go and say, hey, we want you as the defensive coordinator. He might not stick on. But that's a hard reality. I mean, Eric Washington can stick on or somebody can bring someone. There's a lot of talented people at the top of the league. You got to have the right fits. Matt Eberflus, I'm losing some confidence in his culture. In the way, as a defensive coordinator, top notch. Love him. Absolutely love Matt Eberflus as a defensive coordinator. As a head coach, I'm losing my confidence in him having an actual game plan. Look at the way these games start, guys. We scored 0 points in the first half. We can't get things clicking to start games. That is 100% on the coaches, on the play calling. That is coaches. The talent is there. So when you look at the Vikings, when you look at the Rams, and we're playing the Rams next week, it's going to be a true test of coaching right there. And I was confident in that game. And after watching what they did against the Niners and we did against the Colts, it's coaching. And we might have a true hard knock education next week. And we got to get things rolling before week 11 when we face the Packers. I mean, we've got to get rolling before the division because this might be the toughest division in the NFL. I'll have more tomorrow. Hit the like button if you don't mind. If you haven't subscribed by now, do so. We've got some good takes on here. We've got some real takes. Appreciate all you guys. Till next time, dabears.